Hi, I'm Norman A. Hood, financial advisor and host of the Exit Plan Show. We interview America's top advisors to help business owners enjoy more personal freedom, grow their companies faster, and transition ownership seamlessly when the time comes. Today's guest is Devon Laney. He's with the Innovation Depot in Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome to the show, Devon.
Thank you very much.
First thing, I want to thank you, Scott Stone,
Yes.
who was a guest on our show earlier. He actually connected with you and helped us get access to this facility.
Absolutely.
To film all these episodes, and we really appreciate it. It's a great facility.
Thank you very much. I'm proud of it.
One of the reasons I have you here is I want to hear about what you're doing here, because it's exciting just going up and down the hall to see everything that's going on.
Thank you. It is. It's an exciting place, and I tell you, I think Scott obviously works with the company here at Innovation Depot, and I think a lot of him and his company as well, so I appreciate you coming in.
Okay, we're going to start out. I'm going to have you tell our audience a little bit about you, your career path, and your background up until now.
Sure, yeah. Well, I didn't, contrary to popular belief, I didn't start out thinking one day I'm going to run a technology incubator. That was not in the cards for me. I did go to school here in Alabama. I grew up in a small town, raised really sort of on a farm, learned a lot though, went off to get my undergraduate degree, did that in international business, started my own business when I was in college. It was a web-based business. It was essentially a vendor portal for musicians and all the ancillary products and services that go along with live music, and so it was a web-based business way before Google and SEO. So,
Yeah, wow.
Which was nice. I didn't run it like a business like I should have. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in college, but I got a nice little check every month just from advertising sales, and I did do some subscriptions to the site. Did that all through college. After college, went to work for a large corporation here in Alabama on the deployment of their internal intranet. Launched that, deployed that, did that for a few years, decided to go back and get my MBA. Went back to get my MBA, did that in strategy. Was able to go abroad for a year to school in Holland, International Business School, which I enjoyed a good bit. And then my business was sort of winding up, my web business, and I was able to sell off a piece of that to some people. And then I took a little time off during kind of right after graduate school, did a little traveling, but was recruited by Accenture. Accenture, one of the big consulting companies. And so I was in their technology and strategy area at Accenture, and I worked with a lot of Fortune 500 companies based out of their Atlanta office. I was based out of their Atlanta office, but I traveled a good bit. And then one day, did that for about 3 years, and then one day out of the blue, someone I knew professionally contacted me and said, there is this thing in Birmingham, Alabama called a technology incubator. And the lady who started that about 20 years ago was looking to expand it and grow it, and she needs someone to come help her put all the pieces together and make it happen. And at first I didn't know what an incubator was, and so I responded with no thanks. I'm busy, I have a job, no thanks. But he was very persuasive, called me back and said, look, I think you'd be good for this. I really think she could use your help. And so I came over and I met with our founder for the organization, Susan Matlock, who had been in Birmingham many years, had a background in banking and finance and in economic development. And I was immediately struck by her passion for what she had done, her energy and all she had accomplished, and sort of her vision for where she wanted to go, and then decided to take the plunge. So I moved from Atlanta sight unseen to Birmingham, and then that was in the fall of 2005. We put the plan together to do what would become Innovation Depot. We bought the building in March of 2006, renovated it for a year, opened in 2007 as the Innovation Depot, and we've just been going nonstop since then.
Okay. So you're working a lot of times with startup companies for the most part?
Primarily, yes. So Innovation Depot, and I didn't say this, but Innovation Depot is a technology incubation program. So we're a 501c3 economic development organization, nonprofit, and we work primarily with early stage or startup companies typically in the technology space.
Okay.
And technology is a very broad umbrella, as
Right.
you know. So that encompasses everything from software, mobile, web, CRM companies. I have medical device companies. I have biotech companies. I have engineering technology companies. So technology doesn't just mean someone at a computer. It's much broader than that. But we look for high growth opportunity companies, typically something that we think can grow and scale and create jobs and have an economic impact.
Okay. What do you like the best about what you do here?
Gosh, that's the people, I think, the energy, the excitement level. You know, entrepreneurs are inherently optimistic people.
Right.
You have to be to
That's
do
true.
it, right? So I enjoy the energy level. I enjoy the passion. And I also enjoy seeing a company come in with one or two people and a very limited market validation or a very limited product or even service base. But to see that company come in and then grow and begin to implement strategies for growth and to really look at what they're going to do to drive their business, it gives me a lot of pride. I'm not ashamed to say, I feel like I take a lot of ownership in these companies. I get to know the people personally, the entrepreneurs, the founders, and the CEOs. And so working with them on a daily basis, seeing them go from a 1 or 2 person company to a 20 person, 30 or more, and then eventually graduate out of the Innovation Depot.
Right.
I take a lot of fulfillment out of that, a lot of pleasure out of that. I really enjoy it.
Okay. Last question, and I'm going to move into, we're going to do another interview more about Innovation
okay,
Depot
perfect,
too.
yep.
So this one is you personally. You and I just met. Scott had good things to say about you.
that's great.
How would the people that know you the best, how would they describe you personally?
I think people would say that I am very energetic. I think they would say I'm very passionate about what I do. I also think they would say that I'm empathetic.
Okay.
So I listen a lot. I try to be a servant leader. I tell people that, especially on my team here at Innovation Depot. I try to really lead by example. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think it all comes down to the relationships that you develop, both with your team members and the multiple stakeholders that I have and that we have in the community. And so I think being the face of an organization and leading by example is very good. But I think the positive outlook, the empathy, the energy, and I hope they would say I'm a good communicator, because I think that's very important also.
Okay, great. Good answers. Good interview. That was Devon Laney. He's with Innovation Depot in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where we're filming today. For more information about Devon and Innovation Depot, please check out the show notes for this episode on our website.